Stubbs podcast. Today we are going to touch on predictions for the AFC South, games 9 through 12. TJ Lang, confident that he can get back in to the mix of things. Lions trade, 7th round draft pick to the San Francisco 49ers for outside linebacker Eli Harold. We'll pull up his stats. Ameer Abdullah could be on the Lions roster bubble. All right. Yesterday, Lions, first half, looked absolutely terrible against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I put a Twitter poll up yesterday pertaining to the game, asking if you thought the Lions would look good in all three phases against Tampa Bay. And 86% of you said no, they would not look good in all three phases. And I thought coming into this game, it's the third game, Patricia's going to go all out. And I thought they were going to come out swinging, especially on offense. They came out. There was a rain delay, so we waited an hour to watch kickoff. And right from the get-go, they just looked terrible. They started off with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't have his numbers, but he came out swinging. I mean, you couldn't stop anything they did. The first three plays, they ran the ball and converted on first and got a first down. I believe they scored a touchdown on their first drive. Lawson can't cover. Absolutely zero penetration from the defensive line. The linebackers look absolutely terrible. All three of them. Davis, Kennard look so slow. And Jones might as well not even be on the field. The defense looks so bad. And this year is going to be a throwaway year. Patricia's in his first year. I'm going to give him a break because the roster is so bad on defense. Especially Lawson. The defensive line as a whole is just terrible. And Gerard Davis. I said it last year, he's a bust. He is so bad in there's like the coverage might as well just like be non-existent. He can't cover, period. They sent him in on a blitz, and he came in steaming to come tear off Ryan Fitzpatrick's head, and Fitzpatrick ducked and made him look like a fool. He actually got sacked on that play, but it wasn't from Davis. Davis looks like Ernie Sims. I mean, if I was to make a fair comparison to Gerard Davis, I would say he looks like Ernie Sims. And that's not good. It seems as if the last 2 years, Bob Quinn has not been doing a good job drafting. So I put the blame mainly on Bob Quinn. He had a really good year his first year drafting. His second and third year. The second year of players look really bad. Gerard Davis and Tease Tabor look terrible. Frank Ragnow, I mean, he's going to be a starter. I mean, I don't know if he's as good as everyone says he is. Everyone's praising him on television. I don't see any holes for the running backs to get through. I will say that LeGarrette Blount had a really nice run for 10 yards. I believe it was from their own, I want to say it was the 4-yard line. They were pinned back at their own 4-yard line, and the interior made a really nice lane for LeGarrette Blount to run. And I don't think I've ever seen a running back run for 10 yards in Detroit. But that looked promising. The running game is still a major concern. Stafford's bad in the red zone. I've seen Stafford, at least on 4 different occasions, scramble out of the pocket to try to make something happen, and he can't make anything happen. The offensive line really needs to click because you know the defense is basically just a non-factor. Therefore, the offense has really got to put up some serious points because, wow, the defense is literally non-existent. So they need to get that offensive line clicking on all cylinders, and it makes it nearly impossible. Well, week in and week out, at least one person is hurt on that offensive line. I can't have it this year. Stafford was sacked 3 times. Not good. It was 20-6 going into the half, so that's what I take out of the game. 20-6. Defense is absolutely top to bottom atrocious. It starts with the defensive line. They're getting no pressure, zero pressure on the quarterback. Can't stop the run, can't stop the pass. People jumping off sides. It's comical. They've taken a serious step back, so, hopefully they can get it back on track. Lions won that game, by the way. I mean, I don't care what the score is in the preseason. I just want to see what the first stringers are going to do, and apparently they're not going to do anything. All right, Detroit Free Press. Justin Rogers. No, not the Free Press. The Detroit News. Justin Rogers. Banged up TJ Lang, confident he could be ready for the Lions in week 1. I mean, seriously, are you going to be ready to play in week 1? All of a sudden, Ted Thompson doesn't look that dumb for letting you go in Green Bay. A month ago, TJ Lang was saying this is the best he's felt in 5 years, but the Detroit Lions offensive guard status heading into the regular season once again is shrouded in mystery as missed practices stack up. It's been more than a week since Lang has practiced, having suffered a lower leg injury in the first week of training camp. I'm just going to stop right there. I mean, once again, these offensive linemen need to build chemistry together. Bob Quinn, for the most part, has done a very decent job building a nucleus for the offensive line to protect Matt Stafford. If you cannot protect Matt Stafford, he's going to get hurt, or he's not going to have any time to do anything. You've seen it yesterday against Tampa Bay, running out of the pocket almost on every single play. I mean, if he's in I formation, he's running out of the pocket. If the guy is not in shotgun formation, he is running out of the pocket almost on every play. The line collapses within under 3 seconds, I would say. Doesn't look good. And, Tampa Bay is not the most talented team on the defensive front. Anyway, TJ Lang says, I'm kind of taking things day by day. I know there's been a lot of speculation about me not being there. I would say there's quite a speculation. But I've been doing a lot of work with certain people so far the past couple of weeks. I guess all I can really say is there's nothing serious going on. Really? I would say there's something very serious going on. When you spend this kind of money on an offensive line and all 5 starters are never playing with each other, I would say something very serious is going on. I mean, nothing in regards to your injury, but as a whole, yes, it's very serious. I got this team going. Man, I better watch what I say. Oh, they look 5-11. They look 5-11. They've gotten worse. All right. Lions acquire linebacker Eli Harold from the 49ers. This is from Mark Sessler of NFL.com. How about a little trade action to go with your Thursday morning coffee? Ooh. The Lions have swung a deal with the 49ers acquiring outside linebacker Eli Harold from San Francisco in exchange for Detroit's conditional 7th-round draft pick in 2020. Oh, it's in 2020. I thought it was in 2019. A source informed of the deal told NFL Network's Mike Garofalo. All right. Once again, yes, the Lions absolutely 100% needed this. I don't know if Eli Harold's going to fill any kind of role. I know he's just going to be a depth player for the most part. For the outside linebacker position, get some pressure off of Kennard and Jones. Last week when Steve Longo went down, I said that you 100% have to do something with the linebacker position. You have to go out and acquire something. And a 7th-round pick is ideal. I think this guy's 24 years old, hasn't really done anything, and he's only started 10 games last year, and he looks like he's just not going to pan out. But good. I mean, you need to do something. You can't just trot these guys out here. You can't have the same linebackers playing every single snap. You need to put some relief on your linebackers. 2015 third-rounder. Harold started 10 games last season, but earned poor marks from Pro Football Focus for his work at the strong side spot. Coming out of camp, the 24-year-old defender was clearly on the roster bubble. Good. Lions needed him. 7th-round pick. You're not really going to do anything in the 7th round. I mean, unless you're the Patriots and get Tom Brady. Yeah, this had to be done. I'm happy that they acquired this linebacker. Hopefully that Patricia can get something out of this guy, Eli Harold. So you got a third rounder for a seventh rounder that you're not even going to pay for until the year after next. Good. Hopefully he pans out. Lions, they're in a lot of trouble. 2016, he had 3 sacks and 37 combined tackles. In 2017, he had 2 sacks, 8 assisted tackles, and 34 tackles. For a depth player for a 7th-round pick, kudos to Detroit for that. I mean, you're not going to really get anything in the 7th round. I mean, look at Nick Bowden, the fullback that they drafted, torn ACL. So that's that. I mean, does it really matter at this point? I mean, they're not going to the playoffs. I mean, that has been established already. Let's see if they can get something out of Eli Harold. All right. 24/7 Sports. Max Demara. Ooh, I know Max Demara. Ameer Abdullah could be on the Lions roster bubble. Yeah, Ameer Abdullah, I think his days are done in Detroit. Fumbling the ball. Actually, I took some notes about Ameer Abdullah, actually. Ameer Abdullah, I would say best case scenario, and I don't think it's going to happen, but best case scenario, I think that you can get a 5th-round draft pick for Ameer Abdullah. Last season, 165 carries for 552 and 4 touchdowns. His career, 326 for 1250. 3.8 yards per carry, which is not bad for the egregious offensive line that we put together in the last 4 years. But he's injury-prone and fumbles, and he fumbles a lot. He's got 7 career fumbles in 32 games. So there you have it. See what you can get for him. I don't think, personally, you're going to get anything for him. Back to the piece. The Detroit Lions have loaded running back room with Kerryon Johnson, LeGarrette Blount, Theo Riddick, and Ameer Abdullah occupying space. And there's been big-time competition to see who gets roles and runs in camp and in the preseason. The Lions have done a nice job to get everyone some touches to see where the players stack up, and Abdullah has been getting plenty of looks so far. But this might not be strong enough so far in order to keep a role on the team, according to Greg Rosenthal of NFL.com. I would go with Blount and Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson looks promising, and I haven't seen him fumble the ball at all this year. And I've already seen Ameer Abdullah fumble the ball during a kickoff return. I mean, last year Jamal Agnew did a phenomenal job returning the ball for the Lions. He even scored a touchdown against the Giants in Week 3 on Monday Night Football last year. I want Jamal Agnew back there because the guy sure as hell can't cover in secondary. You can't put him back there at any cost. I think Agnew is your kick returner. I think they're just trying to showcase Ameer Abdullah to try to trade him away. Trade him for something. I like the direction they're going with Kerryon Johnson and LeGarrette Blount. So that's that. We come back. When will Matt Patricia's scheme click for the Lions? I'll do predictions for the AFC South in games 9 through 12. And Creep of the Week, Vinny Stubbs podcast. Stubbs podcast. We have picks for the AFC South in games 9 through 12, plus Creep of the Week. You can follow the Vinny Stubbs Show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Alrighty. I got one more piece for you from ESPN. Michael Rothstein, when will Matt Patricia's scheme click for the Lions? And here we go. Each week we take some of our questions for a Detroit Lions mailbag to ask a question for the future. Oh, what did I get myself into? This guy Raymond asks a question to Michael Rothstein in regards to Matt Patricia's defensive system, and he says it's too complicated. They ran a lot of 4-3 and nickel last year. Where's the answer at? We're not even going to go there. Gotta be kidding me. I'm not going to read all this, but that is an excellent question. When is the scheme going to click? Because it doesn't seem like it's clicking right now. Maybe he just doesn't have the pieces for it to click. The guys on defense look so lazy and tired and clueless. Ziggy, it's everybody. They all look clueless. And it was funny, yesterday I was watching the game against Tampa Bay. I just remembered the defensive line kept looking at Patricia the entire time. They just look like they're idiots. Like little kids. Lawson can't cover. I'm not even going to. I don't even want to, there's no point even going over this. The Lions suck. Flat out. They look bad and they need a lot of help. All right, let's do the picks for the AFC South. All right, picks for the AFC South. All right, Andrew Luck, he's finally back. He's been out for an entire year. Actually, he's been out for longer than that. At any rate, Colts really have no offensive line. The defense is probably just as bad as the Detroit Lions. And Andrew Luck is pretty much out there by himself. They kind of remind me of the Detroit Lions. 7-9, Tennessee Titans. First-year head coach Mike Vrabel, linebackers coach at Houston, did a hell of a job. If we weren't to get Patricia, I wanted to rather Mike Vrabel. New scheme, good team. Marcus Mariota, excellent. 9-7. Still have a little bit of work. Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson back from his injury. J.J. Watt back from his injury as well. Will it be enough? I don't know. They have to challenge the Jags and the Titans to win that division, but I have them going 9-7. And AFC South champions goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, they have no quarterback, but they have everything but, and they have one of the best defenses in the AFC. So I have Jags 10-6, Texans 9-7, Titans 9-7, and the Colts 7-9. Those are the picks for the AFC South. Next week we will do picks for the NFC South. Well, hopefully the Lions can get their acts together because they look really bad. Once again, you can run the ball on them, you can pass the ball on them. They can't stop anything. They can't get anything going on offense. Stafford doesn't have much time. And LeGarrette Blount looks to be the only running back on the roster that can break through the holes, break through the blocks, and get anything done in the running game at all. All right. Games 9-12. This is the third quarter of the season. I don't like the way they look. They need a lot of help. All right. Game 9 at Chicago. Chicago is getting better. I don't know anything about their head coach, Nagy. This is going to be a tough game. It's probably going to be a little bit windier than normal because it is the month of October, so the Lions are going to have a hard time beating Chicago, but I got them getting the win. Then we go to Carolina. Carolina is 10 times better than us. Wait, actually, we're playing Carolina at home, but it doesn't matter because Carolina beat us at home last year. I'm going to say that we lose to Carolina. Chicago, once again, comes to Ford Field. Young on all three phases and very inexperienced. Trubisky has been looking really good this preseason, but once again, young nonetheless. We get the win there. Then we host the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams won the NFC West last year and lost the wild card game to Atlanta at home. But they look promising, and they're very tough on defense and their offense as well. We lose to the Rams. So that's 6-6 after 12 games. 500. I got them going 6-6 in their first 12 games, but don't be shocked if they go 5-11. Their defense is absolutely piss poor. Piss poor. Let's get it together, guys. I keep saying the same thing week after week, day after day. Get it together. This isn't rocket science. It's football. If you don't understand the scheme, I don't know. Just get it together. All right, Creep of the Week. The awards go to ex-Michigan State University gymnastics coach Clages, which is charged in the Nasser case. According to the Detroit News, former Michigan State University women's gymnastics coach Kathy Clages has been charged with 2 counts of lying to a peace officer in connection with the Larry Nasser sex abuse scandal. A Michigan Attorney General's office announced on Thursday Special Independent Counsel Bill Forsyth made the announcement alleging Clages falsely denied to Michigan State police detectives that she had been told prior to 2016 of Nasser's sexual misconduct. While investigating how Larry Nasser was able to get away with sexually assaulting hundreds of individuals on and off MSU's campus, Clages denied to Michigan State police having been told prior to 2016 of Nasser's sexual misconduct. So she lied. She already knew about it and she lied. Witnesses have said they reported Nasser's sexual abuse to Clages dating back more than 20 years. So this person is a real scumbag. She's probably involved in some abuse herself. That is probably the most disturbing thing I've heard. Anyway, that is Creep of the Week. All right. Next Monday, I will break down the matchup between Cleveland and Detroit for the 4th and final preseason game. Guys, we look bad. They're not going to put any starters out for that game. So, we pretty much know what we're heading into this season, which is probably absolutely nothing. Defense bad, offense is terrible, Stafford's doing everything. We suck. And it's going to take some time. Bob Quinn has to do a better job drafting. He seems to be doing decent on the offensive side of the ball. But in the defensive side of the ball, they're struggling. With the exception of A'Shawn Robinson, he hasn't really done much at all. Davis, probably a bust. Haven't seen Tracy Walker. Tease Tabor, bust. The list goes on and on. They need to get it together, and they need to build chemistry. They need to win. I mean, how hard is it to play football? This seems to be a problem that the Lions face year in and year out, and it does not matter who the coach is. It's almost like there's like some kind of sabotage going on in the front office. Just miscommunication all over the field. How can a professional sports team year in and year out look like this? It is so frustrating. Thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. You can follow me on Twitter, VINNYSTBBS, and Facebook as well, and subscribe to the YouTube channel at Vinny Stubbs. Shows typically every Monday and Friday. I apologize yesterday about the podcast. I was working. So, I'll try not to let that happen ever again. Lions look terrible. I feel terrible. Just things need to change. All right, guys. I'll be here Monday to break down the game between Cleveland and the Lions. I mean, there's really nothing to look for. Maybe players to help build up. I don't know. But we're going to break it down. Thank you guys for listening. Once again, follow me on Twitter, VINNYSTBBS, Facebook, and YouTube. This is the Vinny Stubbs Podcast.